Alright, back for pack number 3. Our rare is Barrage Tyrant, which would have been good if we had continued along our Nettle Drone path and taken the blue-red Devoid deck, but of course we're not really going that direction anymore. Cryptic Cruiser is a really good processor that can make our Mist Intruders a lot better, so that's on my radar for sure. Sheer Drop is a premium removal spell, awaken spell. Like I said, we don't have the Halimar Tidecaller just yet, so we don't have the awaken synergies that we could have had. So it would be much higher on my radar if we did have the Tidecaller. But it's an interesting pick. Crypt Cruiser is good. We already have a lot of good 4-drops, and as I said, we do want to lower our curve, so I'm leaning towards Sheer Drop just for that reason. And I'm just happy having Sheer Drop anyway. I've first picked it out of packs before. Okay, we've got a missing rare here. Got a Benthic Infiltrator, which is another good processor enabler. Along with it's much better than Mist Intruder, just because it can block very well. There's also a Shadow Glider, which I would be happy with. Not exciting. Tandem Tactics, not amazing. Courier Griffin's another 4-drop I don't really want, although it is good. Yeah, I'll just take a Benthic Infiltrator. And now we can prioritize the processors a lot more. Ooh, I like Hedron Archive. I also like Tightening Coils. What's my removal looking like right now? Got a Reproach, Coils, Royal Spout, Sheer Drop, Smite the Monstrous, Planar Outburst, and I guess you can count Rush of Ice. I think Hedron Archive is great. I think I'm just going to take it, even though it is a 4-drop. It just lets you cast your Eldrazi's 2 turns earlier, lets you play multiple spells in a turn. This is a format where you have lots to do with your mana, so having something that gives you a ton of mana is very desirable. I might actually even play double Ruin Processor in this deck because of all the enablers we have, but yeah, Hedron Archive is great. Turn Against is very strong, but we're not going to splash it or anything. Could take an Anticipate, it's not exciting. Spell Shrivel is sort of a processor enabler. We only have 2 processors right now, I guess 3, the Ruin Processor. But I'm not really worried about that right now. We've already got 3 very good enablers. Don't really want to take Coralhelm Guide this early. I already have 1, and I don't want too many copies of it. I guess I'll take Spell Shrivel, in case I do end up wanting another processor enabler, and the counterspell's just sometimes good. We're sort of lacking in the 3-drop department right now, so it could act as a 3-drop in some cases. Ulamog's the spoiler, eh? So processor, you have to do 2 cards from exile, but it's a 9/9 for 6, which is a really good rate. So I guess I'll take that. It's a good black card, good red card, and some mediocre filler. So yeah, I could see playing it. Probably not at the moment, because we're not all in on the processing. I think the processors that require you to exile or take 2 cards from exile, or you have to be a lot more dedicated to the strategy in order for it to be, you know, consistently the kicked mode, as you will. Yeah, as expected, these are not the open colors from our right. Looks like red is where we wanted to be for pack 3, but pack 2 obviously white was the open color, as expected. We already have a second Fortified Rampart, so I'm not going to take that, so I guess I'm just taking a Dispel for the sideboard. Don't know if it's a Dispel main deck format yet. I remember in Return to Ravnica you could main deck Dispel and be pretty happy with it. We've got Philidor Cub, which could be nice just as a random answer to random tightening coils or whatever we see. Wait, why do I have 2 slab hammers in my deck right now? Don't know how that happened. Something go wrong with our... Yeah, we don't have a dispel anymore. Oh, the client must have bugged. Well, it looks like we didn't lose anything important, so... Yeah, I'll just take a Philidor Cub over a Ruin Processor. I'll probably get a second Ruin Processor in this pack. Whoa, what's going on here? Alright, yeah, something's definitely up with client. I'm just going to pick really quick. That was bizarre. Alright, Cryptic Cruiser came back. I might play it. I'm not going to take as much time to talk about these just because the client looks like it's bugging out and the clock is all off, so I'll just take the last few cards. Anticipate, sure. Yeah, our deck looks pretty solid from what we have right now. I guess I'll just steal this from someone. We did get a dispel. Alright, so nothing of value was lost. That's good. Sanctimavoogan, not sure how we ended up with that in our pool. Anyway, I'll go ahead and pause here and we'll come back for deck construction. So here's 23 cards I've laid out as our potential final deck. Over here I've got all the cards that I ended up cutting. Rush of Ice is... I did want to see if it was any good or not, but we also have a lot of stuff to do for 5 mana and up, and I definitely don't want to cast it for 1 mana. So it just seems like the weakest of my expensive cards. Playing 23, so 17 land. I could definitely see going up to 18 because we've got so many mana sinks. But we have Anticipate, which can help us find more lands, and we have a Hedron Archive, which can act as sort of an 18th land later in the game. So yeah, this is what I'm thinking about. So our game plan is process a little bit early, play a couple bombs in the late game, and use our processors, and then just gain the advantage with our awaken spells. Sounds like a plan to me. Still playing the Spell Shrivel in the main. Don't know if I want to bring in just like a random body. I took out one of the incubator drones just because I had so many 4-drops. I don't know if that's a mistake or not. I think I like having one Spell Shrivel in my deck. Just not only as an enabler, but just as something to do on turn 3 and affect the board. Because I'm pretty confident in my game from 4 mana and up. So yeah, I think I'm happy with this. We're just gonna... Let's see, I'll take a screenshot really quick. Print screen. And then let's add some lands. Well, it's 10-7. Don't know if I want it just like that. Probably just go 9-8. We do want to cast some white spells early. So yeah, pretty happy with how this turned out. Would have been a lot better if we ended up with a Halimar Tidecaller, but can't really complain about that when we passed at pack 1. So yeah, let's go ahead and submit this and come back for round 1.